click this button and say, yo, what up? How's it going, everybody? Back with another weekly Tam Talk. That's right, 2 in a row. Today, instead of talking about personal stuff, we're going to be talking about Critical Role characters. My first real look at the Critical Role characters for the Heroes of Vex'ahlia set coming out here relatively soon. Big shout outs to UVS Games. Full disclosure, I did get to preview one of the characters that we're going to talk about, so they'll have my initial instant opinions. You can find that over there. But from here, let's talk Heroes of Vex'ahlia. I'm gonna look through everything, and then we've got actually I'll do this. I'm going to look at all the characters, and then I'm going to do an excitement tier list at the very end of the video. Not necessarily a power level tier list, but the things that I'm personally excited for, which we will get a little bit of that inside of like looking at the characters themselves. But whenever we actually get to the list, it'll be a little more quantifiable. So with that said, we have Allora, man, and as a Critical Role fan, I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Is it just Vorsen? Vyorsen? Arcanist of Tal'Dorei, 628, Chaos, Life, and Void. She has the Mage trait, which I think is cool. Enhance twice per turn. Remove an action from your card pool, add the top card of your deck to your momentum, period. Response, commit 1 foundation. It's funny that this says this is the symbol for commit, but it also says commit 1 foundation. I guess that does like clean that up of the commit 1. Or anyways, after an attack is played, seal it, meaning take away all of its abilities, and it cannot gain abilities. Your next check to play a card gets +3. Allora is a little hard to read, in my opinion, because of the fact. Let's talk about the bottom response to begin with. So the bottom response, I think, is very, very good. I think the bottom response is like kind of the main reason that you want to play this character, of just like, after you play an attack, I'll seal it, and then my block to either block this or anything afterwards, the next block that I have gets +3. Or on my turn, I will commit, seal this, my next check gets +3. If there's any way to, like, I don't know, re-ready things on these symbols, like on the life symbol, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. 9 times out of 10, I'm just sealing your moves, though, instead of using mine. But the top enhance is the thing that I'm having an issue reading and understanding its power level, truthfully. Because the thing about this is, normally, whenever we want to play an action, we want it to leave the card pool when it's done. So actions that don't leave the card pool generally are just like not it. They're like not the thing that you associate with like being good. And so while I am excited for this character, I'm excited to see what other actions that she can remove, because twice per turn, either turn cycle, like steal a momentum from playing actions, is like so sick, right? Chat's saying things like manifest, city rampage. Yeah, all of these are awesome, right? This is a very, very cool character, and I love the idea of this Chaos Life character stealing momentum very similarly to like what the first Jester did. So I think this character is very cool. I'm just excited to see like what the pieces that move with her, and I'm so happy that her top enhance is not playable while committed. It is not tenacious. You gotta choose a little bit. Also, can we say the art on this is so sick? She's writing the thing with the whatever, and like the runes coming off of it. This art's sick, dude. This art's so sick. This art's so cool. But anywho, looks like chat is also excited as we move on to Beauregard Lionette Expositor. 629 Earth, Fire, and Water. Brawler, Mighty 9 Spy. Enhance once per turn, your turn. Discard an attack and check a 6. So you mill the top card of your deck and see if you pass that check. Add the top 2 cards of your deck to your card pool face down as mid attacks with 3 speed and 3 damage, and the kick, punch, and slam keywords. Add them to the attack stack. So let's talk about Beauregard real fast and like what does this even mean? So what this means is I've played an attack. I use the top enhance. I discard a resource. I make my check. I get the top 2 and put them in. After the first attack that I play resolves, the next 2 attacks, the 3 mid for 3s, instantly get added and then they get shipped. So we go through the enhances, we go through blocks, we go through everything with these without making control checks, or they are not considered played. They are added to the attack stack, and so they kind of just happen, and you're not allowed to like interact or play extra forms in between these. With that said, whatever you take and you look at things like Ares Smile, right? Ares Smile says that the next card that you play has to be a non-attack card. Well, these 2 attacks ignore that because they were just added to the attack stack. They just happen. So for what it's worth, I think that this is a very cool design space. It's very fun to see that the attack stack, or for my old heads in chat, my pseudo multiple is back into the game. I think that this is such an unbelievably high cost for this character. Discard an attack that had to have been worth your 3 mid for 3, or 2 3 mid for 3s, and check a 6, or at least commit like 1 resource now. Rough. Super, super rough. And we haven't even gotten to the bottom enhance of commit a foundation, your face up, important, face up, kick, punch, or slam attack gets 1 damage for each attack in your card pool. This character wants to string out nice and big, but because of the commit foundations on the top enhance, commit foundations at the bottom enhance, this 6-hander is going to want to have an absolutely massive stage. I think once they have acquired this massive stage, I think their moves are going to hit like a truck. There's going to be a lot of them. This character is neat, but I don't know how good they're going to be competitively. I think there's a lot of cool things you can do with this character, and I'm excited to see what their kit looks like. I'm especially nervous for it because she has the fire symbol, so you get to play things like Team of the Attack Titan at the end. It's interesting. It's interesting. From here we have Caduceus Clay, Insightful Caretaker. 534 Death, Earth, Life. Incredible symbols for Caduceus. Holy cow. Healer, Mighty 9 tags. Thank you so much, Fuzzy, for the prime. I appreciate it. Enhance, commit, choose a player. That player gains 4 health. Each backup at their stage gains 2 stamina. Commit, gain 4 is pretty cool. That's neat. And then enhance once per turn Tenacious. This attack gets plus X damage or minus X speed. X equals the number of backups in your stage plus 2. So if you've got none, it's just once per turn. This attack gets 2 damage or minus 2 speed. And then if X is 4 or greater, so if you have 2 backups in your stage, you get to draw a card as well. And this is once per turn Tenacious. So I draw 1 on my turn, I draw 1 on your turn, as long as, you know, I've got the squad. As long as I've got some homies out. I think this character is super neat. I am nervous how annoying and how much health this character is going to have. I think a 34 health character that gains 4 health every turn cycle, combined with the ability to protect the backups that are in their stage, combined with the ability to, per turn cycle, give minus to be able to draw 2 cards as long as I have two backups out. My biggest issue that I have here is, yes, we gain the stamina whenever we commit, but it is a little difficult to protect your backups when you give plus damage and minus speed rather than minus damage and plus speed. So I can't, like, if they target one of my backups, I can't give their move minus damage equal to the backups. And so for that reason, and you're not allowed to block for your backups. And so I think it's going to be easy enough to take Caduceus's game plan. I think this is a character that you're actively going to have to swing at the backups, which is not really a thing that we will have access to, right? Like, because like I can't really protect the backups and then do it. And Wub's saying he's on greater goal recoup time. He'll be fine protecting them. He's a 5-hander. He's a 5-hander until he gets set up, right? I'm just a little nervous about this 5-hander getting his engine going. Not saying he could prove me wrong. It could be kind of crazy, but I'm not 100% there. My biggest thing about him is he has the death symbol, which means that he has he has the access to Death Rattle, and I think that card is so sick, dude. Because I'm pretty sure that card does not say when a Titan backup dies. It might just say when a backup dies. You might have to fact check me on that, but very cool nonetheless. Up next, we've got Caleb Widogast, Fiery Transmuter, 629 Chaos Fire Void, love the Void symbol, Mage Mighty 9, once per turn, discard a spell card, so a card that has a spell keyword, add a spell with the same difficulty as the discarded card from discard pile to your hand. So he changes out one spell for another. He transmutes it. And then response, after you play an action card, your rival loses 1 health, period. This can kill them. If you have played this ability 3 or more times this turn, seal this character. Caleb is a character that inside of the show I absolutely love. I think Liam's character for this is like the character that I was like so infatuated with. This Caleb is the reason I like wizards, right? There's so much cool stuff that you can do with a wizard. I love Caleb for it. This is a character that I'm excited for. I'm excited to see what kind of actions I could do. I'm so excited. Caleb is at the one of the top characters I'm excited to like really break down and like see what I can do. Cause man, I just love playing action cards, dude. I just want to play action cards over and over and over and over and over again. It's sick. This is so sick. And the fact that like he's like pinging you for this like burn damage is so on theme. I'm so in. I'm hyped for Caleb. I do need to see what spell cards we have access to, so I can discard and then redraw the good ones. Like it's gonna be crazy if there's a spell card that says his ultra rare that's like after you discard this card your rival burns 1, or you draw a bonus card, or you build a card, or so on and so forth. Like there probably is gonna be some other thing that does it. I'm dope. I am excited for it. I think this guy's neat. From here, we have Essek Thelyss, expert Dunamancer, 719 Chaos Void Water. He's a mage. In response, once per turn, Tenacious, after remove an action from your discard pile. After a player makes a check to play a card, they recheck. Very thematic on the Dunamancy time manipulation. It was this and now it's this kind of idea. Not very good though. Not very good though. And then enhance commit, your spell attack gains echo. Currently, I think the best thing, we haven't seen very many spell cards. Just the idea of when I would play duplicitous attack to try and echo out my big freaking explosions, and the fact that this guy just gets to do that as the first move. As my first move, I play big freaking explosion, I commit Essek and go, this one has echo, I'll make it for 100, I'll echo, I'll make it for 100 is very cool. It's very, very cool. Get out of 1 bad check free is going to be neat to cook with. Oh, wait a minute. After a player makes a check to play a card, they recheck. My brain read a player as your rival. Not that I could fix my own checks. That's really good. Chad, I've officially taken it back. I've officially taken it back. I'm into Essek now. Thank you, Satonis. That's very cool. That's very cool. He's once per turn. He's once per turn awarding the victor. Not awarding the victor. Advice for winners. Once per turn advice for winners is kind of dope, and it's just remove an action from discard pile. I'm in, actually. This guy's dope. Holy cow. Just like rereading and re-understanding what that means. I've completely flipped on this guy. Because I think given the echo is sick. I think rechecking your 1 is rechecking once per turn is very cool. That's super neat. Yo, I'm in. I'm actually fully sold on this guy again. Whoo, that's sick. That's sick. Okay, we'll move on to Fjord, the Seas champion, 628. He's got Death Order Water. He has water. He's the Seas champion. He is has the champion, Mighty 9, and pack-bound keywords. He says, enhance commit. You may try to play one card with Spellbolt in its name from your discard pile as your next card this turn, period. And then response tenacious. After your spell or weapon attack deals damage, selectively seal one of your rival's foundations, which means it loses abilities, can't gain them until the next turn. And then your next attack gets +2 damage. I think Fjord is dope. I love Fjord's backstory inside this show. I think this guy is super neat. I think this guy, being a 7-hand size character that is actively just like trying to play a bunch of play a bonus move out of the discard pile, followed by I need my my spells and weapons to like hit you, to turn off the pieces that I don't care that I care about, and then give a little bit of extra stats onto later moves. I think that Fjord is going to be good. I am excited to see what he is trying to play. I need to see what spell bolts he gets access to. I need to see the spells and weapon attacks that he's allowed to play under these 3 symbols. I think if he has even like decent spell bolts, spells, and weapons, I think this character is kind of exciting to like see what the puzzle is that we're trying to solve. You know, I think I'm very down for that. Move on to Grog, Strongjaw, Mighty Half Giant, 531 Brawler Brute, Vox Machina. He's got the Death, Earth, and Fire symbols. If an attack deals damage, add 1 rage counter to this card, period. Response: before you take damage from an unblocked attack, reduce that damage by 2 to a minimum of 1. This is important. It is not tenacious. You do have to be ready. And then enhance, remove 1 rage counter from this card, draw 1 card, period. Your attack gets 3 damage. So every time that you hit, or every time that you hit them, you stack a rage counter, which then says that all of your moves have +3 damage and you draw a bonus card. As well as, anytime that you don't block a move, you reduce the damage by 2. Grog's my favorite character from the show, The Legends of Vox Machina. Grog has some pretty incredible lines inside of the live podcast show. I like that this character feels like a fucking barbarian, dude. I am nervous on the rage counters to draw cards under these 3 symbols. I think the +3 damage is great. I think the damage reduction for a barbarian is awesome. Like this is this is like exactly the flavor that Grog should have. I think this is so simple of a design. It is so true to like what this character wants to do. I think this is an all-around win. I think this is a very cool character, and it's a character that I am very excited for. We're gonna talk about it. We'll move on to Jester Lavore, Traveler's Faithful, 720 Chaos Life Water, has the Healer and Mighty 9 tags. Enhance, twice per turn, add the top card of your discard pile to your hand, discard a random card. If you discard a copy of the same card, this deck gets +2 or -2 speed, period. And then response, after your spell attack deals damage, gain a health, and Ready Foundation has not been readied this combat phase, period. So when I first saw this character, I was a little disappointed because, you know, it wasn't just like a better version of whatever Jester 1 did, but I do like the fact that this Jester gets to, oh my goodness, a delivery? Thank you so much. Yeah, holy cow. There is a thing, it's interesting that her top enhance is very, very similar to Nott the Brave's from the Challenger series, her ability of add the top card, discard a random one. If it's the same one, add it to your momentum. Well, this is +2 or -2 speed. I think that this character is just a 7-hand size aggro character that twice per turn picks up the dopest thing that we possibly could have milled or checked or whatever. And then like every time that a spell hits you, I re-ready a foundation. It just says that if I built 6, I didn't build 6, I built 12. And so like as an aggro 7-hander, all you have to do is like figure out how to find some stats on it. And you can like kind of rush somebody down. Zodiac says, why are we not just playing Nott? Because Nott doesn't have twice the stage. Nott reduces your stage, right? Nott says +1 damage, stun 1 maybe, whereas this character says after I deal damage, I get to re-ready stuff, which I think is cool. Yeah, I think that this is. I think that this character is cool, but I don't know if it's competitive at all. But I mean, it's a 7-hand size aggro character, which is the exact opposite of like what her 6-hand size characters wanted to do, which is like a slow, methodical, like I'm gonna save all these spell slots and do the thing. I do think that this Jester is way more appropriate to the themes that Laura played Jester as in the game, right? Like Laura wanted to play like an aggro cleric, and she like she picked a trickster for that idea. Like the amount of times that Laura healed inside of the game was like so few, and the best card out of OG Jester's kit was wound/restore. So like I am excited to see like more of a wound style. I'm gonna try and beat your ass, Jester. It is interesting, but it looks like you guys aren't here for it. Up next, we've got Keyleth of the Air Ashari. She is a 7-hand size, 21 health character with 4 symbols: air, earth, fire, water. Has a Vox Machina and Warden keywords, which is super dope. First form, commit one of your foundations, unflip 1 foundation, period. So very similar to what Ochako 4 had going on, sharing 3 symbols with her. Enhance once per turn, ready a foundation with difficulty 1 or less. So, you know, after I commit my foundation with the first form, I can then use my once per turn to re-ready, and I can do it on both turns, right? And it responds once per turn after an attack deals damage, mine or yours. Your rival selectively flips one of their foundations. So I'm flipping yours and unflipping mine. Very druidic, or sorry, Warden-esque. I think that the biggest issue with this character is that there is a lot of utility on the face of doing cool things, and you have to do a lot of the heavy lifting of winning the game. If you can figure out how to win the game with Keyleth, I think that you're going to have a great time. I think their stuff's going to be flipped over, my stuff's going to be unflipped. I'm going to be using these flip abilities more than once per game, because you can essentially equate flip to once per game. And so like being able to reuse these flip abilities as a 7-hand size character, that like when I take and I look at this character versus like an Ochako 4, where's the +3 damage or +3 speed after I flip something, right? And so it's a little, I'm just nervous about the killing potential, but I think that you're just like gonna press a ton of buttons as Keyleth and then be like, man, that was really cool. You got that one. Let's sleeve up. Let's shuffle for game 2. And then in game 2, you're gonna press a ton of buttons and you're gonna go, man, this is so sick. I'm gonna flip a bunch of buttons and then die again. But maybe she comes out with some sick card that like says that, you know, speed for all of my unflipped cards, damage for all of your flipped cards, and then I just murder you for it. And if that's the case, Keyleth's the one to do it. Up next, we've got Lady Kima of Fjord, 536 with the fire, life, and order symbols. Champion, first form, add an attack from discard pile to your card pool, period. That is not cost. Your checks to play cards this turn get +1, period. It does not seal this card. It does not, it doesn't not count towards progressive difficulty, but it just stuffs your card pool by 1 and then says, your checks to play cards this turn get +1. If you can figure out a way to clear that card, your checks got +1 and you didn't have to do it. Hey. And then enhance your non-throw attack gets +X damage. X equals half of the printed difficulty of the preceding attack in your card pool, rounded up. I have seen the word Devil Jin no less than 10 times in my chat already. I think the biggest issue with Lady Kima is the fact that Devil Jin exists, and when you compare these two cards together, you go, why would I? There's no draw on this card. The check bonus is arguably bigger for the once per turn response on Devil Jin. The enhance to give damage is more damage because it is you want to play higher move, like it's like tougher. Kima has more health, I guess, by 1, right? I think that this idea, this concept of like first form and the enhance like working in tandem together is very neat. My issue is you just like printed a card last year that just says it doesn't do it as well as Devil Jin. So cool, neat. There's gonna have to be something pretty Lady Kima only or exclusively on like Life or Order that makes me want to do the thing, right? Chad asks, do you play the attack? You do not play the attack. You just add it into your card pool, so it just sits there, and then your checks get +1. Like if there's a card that's like some Order attuned foundation that's like, if your check was increased during this attack, do a thing, right? Like you could see Lady Kima like edging out some of these other 5-hand size characters, Devil Jin, that does the same thing, but like under the fire symbol, there's just kind of no reason not to. Yeah. That's how I feel, at least. I'm not too terribly excited about Lady Kima. There's certainly more exciting characters for me personally on the list. Up next, it's my boy Mollymauk Tealeaf, Carnival Hooligan. Wow, who previewed this guy, huh? 628 Death Order Void. He is the Entertainer, Mighty 9, and Occultist. He says, enhance Tenacious, so playable while he is committed. Lose 1 health, your weapon attack gets 1 damage and stun 1. And then response once per turn, reveal up to 2 cards from your hand, after an attack is played, seal 1 foundation for each card revealed this way. Your rival may sacrifice 1 face-up foundation to cancel this ability. So, all of your moves hit a little harder and have a little extra speed, because of stun, like I'm committing on your board. And then after an attack is played, once on my turn, once on your turn, this ability is not playable while committed. This is important to know. Not playable while committed. I am able to selectively seal your 2 best cards, or you can destroy a face-up card, which normally means it has things like, it has card text, right? There's obviously some ways to get around it, but it's got something to do it. I think this character is going to be one of the most annoying characters to deal with. I think that my rival's just going to like show me the thing they're going to block this with and be like, yeah, I'm going to block you with this move and you might have to destroy a foundation, or I get to selectively seal the best piece on your board, or I play an attack and I'm going to show you this next attack that I'm going to play, and I'm going to get rid of that cool defensive piece that you have unless you destroy a face-up foundation. It's like, man, show them 2 runaways. Oh, well, that's very, very funny. I'm gonna show you 2 gig guys and stare at you. Yeah, the amount of mind games that you can do this character combined with like that response is just really strong, dude. The response is strong. Even if you don't utilize the top enhance, the amount of control this character has is just good. It's just good. I am excited to see what kind of terrorism I have for Mollymauk. He is neato. He's neato. Up next, we have Nott the Brave, Chaotic Meddler, 7/21 Air, Chaos, Void, Mighty 9, and Thief. Enhance your turn, your rival mills 2, period. I hate this character. This character sucks. Quit milling me. Knock it off. I played my cards. I put the cards in my deck. I want to play them, not you. If the milled cards share a card type, seal 1 rival foundation. This is on every single attack. So on every attack that I play, you're going to mill 2. And then enhance your attack gets plus X speed. X equals your momentum plus 1. That's very, very, very good. I know that it is a mill character. If you just like gain a bunch of momentum, I'm just going to kill you because my moves are too fast for you to deal with. I just like stack up a bunch of momentum. I say that it gets plus X speed. I dunk you with one big powerful. Very strong. Has double walk the dog symbols. Just saying. Response : spend one momentum. After you block an attack, it deals no damage, period. This is a lot like Sasha 2. Sasha 2 has to discard a card to get that ability. Whereas Nott the Brave as a 7-hander does not have to do that. We just have to like steal momentum or find it, right? Sasha generates her own momentum, but the question is like what card am I going to discard? The question for Nott is how do we get this momentum? But the response commit spin momentum after you block an attack, it deals no damage is very, very solid. It's like which is very neat, very cool. A tuck and roll, a dodge out of the way. Also, I love the mask on Nott for this card. It's very, very neat. Also, in case anybody didn't realize, Nott the Brave and Jester, their art lines up, which is very cool. Their art lines up, so you can like put them next to each other, and it looks so the pink there, it like touches the pink here, which I think is very neat. And like the arrows coming in is on there. Anyway, it's neat. It's neat. From here, we've got Percival de Rolo III, Vengeful Sharpshooter, 7/20, Air Death Order, Inventor Packbound, Vox Machina. Response: remove one tech card from discard pile, your ranged or tech attack gets plus X speed. X equals the remove card's block modifier. Response: lose one health, after you play a card, both players commit one foundation. I think this character is super dope. He's just another 7-hand size aggro character. He gives a ton of speed for his stuff, and the response: lose a health after you play a card, we both commit a foundation. If there's any sort of if this card is committed, I do a cool thing. It's gonna feel very good inside of Percival. It gives me big people have compared him to Sero 2 of I commit one, you commit one. Or the idea of it's like Sero 2 and Moneta 1 combined together, right? And so I'm gonna play cards, I'm gonna lose my health, and we're both gonna commit things, but I'm gonna commit yours more impactfully than I commit mine, right? And then just the bottom response is just like my moves are gonna get crazy fast. This is very, very good. This is a very good 7-hand size aggro character, who I am excited to play. I think this guy is dope. I'm excited I'm gonna do some real brewing with this guy. It's very cool. Up next we have Pike Trickfoot, Ferocious Priestess, 6/29. Ouch. 6/29. Fire, life, water, healer, Vox Machina, enhance your turn, gain 1 health, period. That's very good. That's just on all of my moves. Boop, I'm gonna bring it up. Enhance: if this character's damage is greater than it's printed, it gets +2 or -2 speed. Yeah, this character is totally fine. Just everything about this character is like, if the game plan is super obvious. I'm gonna play cards on my turn, I'm gonna gain a bunch of health, and then I want my stats to be bigger so that they get faster. I want your stats to be bigger so that I may block them. Yeah, I think there's gonna be some super neato ideas. It gives me kind of Sophidia vibes for any of my old heads of just like the +2 -2 speed kind of idea, without the if this deals less than or if blocked, selectively commit the best pieces on your board, right? It kind of makes me see it that way. Sophidia minus the cool part. Sophidia's minus the cancer part. Well, I think that's what you meant. Reprint brute strength on life. Yikes. I don't know about that now. Yeah. Also, this is just Mistress Divana. Yeah, kinda. I think that's cool. It's neat though. I think this character is cool. I think nothing really to write home about. If you're a Pike fan, I'm sure you're gonna make it work. Up next, we've got Pumat Soul. Pumat Soul, 6/28. Air, Chaos, and Order. has the Inventor and Mage tags. Enhance once per turn. Remove a foundation from your stage. : Build an asset or backup from your hand. This is why I think Pumat, there should have been more Pumats be backups. So you can just like slam another Pumat into your stage. Anywho, response once per turn, discard a card, : after you play an attack card, so that is whether it be on my turn or as a block, choose one. It gains EX3, which is spend momentum, get 3 speed for each momentum spent. Oh, sorry, spend X momentum, get 3 speed for each momentum spent. Your rival commits 2 foundations, so they just like stun 2, and that can happen on block. Or you can draw 2 cards, and that can also happen on block. This guy has a ton of different things going on. He is like the definition of a toolbox character. He has so much stuff going on. He's got so much stuff going on. I am just truly the definition of a toolbox. Just being able to like cheat in an asset for free. And it's not even like remove a readied foundation either. It's like remove a foundation that I've used already and like build in something nutso is going to be like a little annoying, right? Especially if there's like more, like as we think like later on down the road, right? We like let's pretend we get into the Ninja Turtles, and then like there's like a Foot Clan backup that you can have 100 of them in your deck, and you can just like they all do something if you've got more of them, just like once per turn. I'll start removing foundations and just like building Foot Clan members and like doing something crazy, right? Like it is very easy for this asset / backup based character to get a little out of hand, as well as has this, hey, this one dunk is going to be unblockable, or you're going to commit 2 foundations, or I'm going to draw 2 cards. And it's only discard a card. It's not even like Bo, where she had to like discard an attack card to get her really cool thing off. It's just discard a card. Yeah. This character's good. And there's no denying it. Up next, we've got Scanlan Shorthalt Devious Troubadour. 533. He's got the Chaos, Earth, and Order symbol. Entertainer, Mage. Thank you so much, Pippa, with a 10 gifties. Holy cow! Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna write your name down. Scanlan Blast. That's great. Thank you, Pippa. You're jumping on the map. Let's talk Scanlan. Response once per turn, Tenacious. So, playable while committed. After you play an action card, build the top card of your deck face down, period. Interesting. Enhance, commit, reveal the top card of your deck, period. If this attack gets +2 or -2 speed, your choice. If you revealed a non-foundation card, so an attack, a backup, an action, a character if you're still running them, it gets +4 or -4 speed instead. You may add one non-attack card from your discard pile to your hand. I think this character has got a lot of moving pieces. I think this character has got a lot of card shuffling that they want to do. I think the biggest thing that matters out of this character is, what does Scanlan's hand do? What does Scanlan's hand do? As soon as we find out what Scanlan's hand does, if it just breaks this character in half, it's going to be so dope. My big issue is that he is a 5-hand size character that actively, twice per turn cycle, once on my turn, once on your turn, wants to play an action card. A 5-hander that wants to play that many actions has a hard time building, has a hard time playing a classic game of UniVersus. And so like the numbers and the amount of polishing that you have to do to make this character work outside of them solving the puzzle for you with Scanlan's hand is going to be so much. So much. I just don't know. Rebby, thank you for the 27 months. That's a lot of months. Thank you so much, Rebby. I think this is gonna be a deck building puzzle that I think a lot of people are gonna be excited to explore. I am nervous about it being good enough for competitive play. I bet for fun, it's gonna be rad. But I am nervous, especially because Scanlan is such a beloved character. Up next, we've got Taryon Darrington, Naive Creator. Naive Creator? Hold on. Hold on. Am I crazy?
Naive.
That's what I thought. That's what I said. Oh, I just second guessed myself. Naive creator. The Call of Paul. Thank you for the 35 months. Holy cow. Holy cow. That's so nice. That's so nice of you. Hitch says naive. Just really spelled it out for you. Thanks, Hitch. 631 Air Life Order. Inventor Vox Machina. Very cool to see Taryon in here. Enhance once per turn. Remove X momentum. So remove them from the game. They're gone forever. Build an asset from your discard pile with difficulty equal to or less than X plus 1. X may equal 0. So, if you have a with difficulty X or less plus 1. So you can remove 0 once per turn to just build in a 0 or 1 diff asset for free. But if you want a 2 or higher, you can just build in, you have to spend the momentum to do it. Okay? And then enhance commit 1 asset, colon. This deck is plus X or minus X speed. X equals the printed difficulty of the asset committed to pay for this ability. You know, UVS Games, we did just have to hit a asset-based character, but at least that asset-based character gave stats where this one, or gives damage where this one doesn't. It's just speed. And it's committed an asset to do it. I think this guy is not broken. But again, I am nervous about having a character that is wanting to play a bunch of assets. I am nervous about it. So with that, I think that Terry is cool. I'm excited to see what kind of shenanigans he's up to. I don't know if I'm a Terry gamer, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of sick things deck building wise that you're allowed to do just because of cheating in these assets. I mean, you can do it on your rival's turn, right? I'll once per turn toss a 0 and build 1 in, right? Can the vestiges he can play will help with that? I mean, maybe Terry gets to build in the assets or builds in the vestiges. It depends on what they are, right? Like imagine like a 4 diff asset, right? Notably has a 4 diff asset that's a -2 in him. Yes, you can. I mean, you spend 1 that comes in, and then Dottie says +4 or -4 speed. I mean, that's good. That's super good. And then I believe Dottie's like playable while committed, right? Sam Riegel voice Rex Raptor in Duel Monsters, and I hate Rex Raptor. That's so funny. That's very funny. Yeah, I think this guy is cool just on his face and without looking at any of the real options that he has. I think that he's neat. Him building in free assets for free, I think, is a little scary, and that's the way that he gets to not be a 6-hand size character. Is like he just like kind of is just building in this toolbox, which makes sense as the inventor class, just like Percy. Percy for sure is a toolbox character, and not just a crazy fast murder machine. That's for sure. That's for sure. From here, we have Vex'ahlia, Dagger Master, 629 Air, Death, Void. He's a thief with Vox Machina tags. Enhance, colon, this deck is plus X damage or minus X speed. X equals the number of cards in your card pool, period. And then response, after you play your 3rd weapon attack this turn, your rival discards 1 card, period, draw 1 card. This character is dope as hell. This character is so sick. I think that top enhance, just saying that you just ignore progressive on blocking is crazy. Dude. Combined with Andrew Holder. Andrew's going on the mat. That's so nice, man. Thank you for the subs. As well as his ability to snowball stats later. It's very, very cool what Vex'ahlia gets to do. Followed by, after I play my 3rd weapon attack this turn, you discard 1, I draw 1. So the more proactive I can be in my I'm gonna kill you game plan, I get to, make you discard a card or redraw a card. Chad, help me out. You're allowed to do this response on block. Am I crazy? It is not. you're not allowed to do it on block. Our game is so wonky. When is it not a weapon attack? Because it is an attack sometimes, but it's not a weapon attack other times. It would have to say weapon attack card to make this happen. It says attack. You cannot if you're not playing an attack. So silly. So silly. So silly. Weapon attack when you play it as an attack. So silly. Idiot. Yeah, just even be able to do this on your own turn, making them discard a card, becoming a 7-hand size 29 health character that is actively swinging massive scaling stats, and saying that my blocks are unbelievably easier. This is a very very cool way to to play the game. I am very excited for it. And up next we've got Vex'ahlia, Protector of the Wilds, 629, Air, Earth, Life. She is the Hunter, Vox Machina, and Warden tags. It says enhance once per turn, build one ally asset or ally backup from your card pool period. If you did, and it's your turn, draw one card. And then response, flip, after your ranged or weapon attack is not blocked, unflip one foundation. This character is crazy. This character is crazy. I think the ability to... let's talk about the bottom response first. I think the ability to trade my bad foundations for my good foundations after my moves hit is very strong. I will use my once per game ability. I will unflip some. I will flip some spam I don't care about. I will unflip my really good ability. I will then flip my good ability again. It's very very good. And then the ability to, you know, we've seen Trinket from the Critical Role Challenger deck, which is like add up to my card pool for +4 damage or add up to my card pool for -4 damage. And then with Vex, it is now I add it up, I build Trinket back in, I redraw a card, I add it back for +4, or I add it up for -4, build it back in, I don't get to draw the card, and then another -4 damage. After the attack resolves, I add Trinket to my hand to then block with it. Or even, you ready? Enhance once per turn. I'll just block with an ally asset. I'll block with the asset. I'll enhance. I'll build it in. Or maybe I play an asset or backup first. I then play my attack. I enhance. I build that asset or backup in. There's so many different lines that you can take with a character like this, where even though this character looks very straightforward on their face, there's so many things that you get to do to mess and change with those lines and move the way that you're supposed to. It's gonna be very very cool, very very exciting. I am excited for Vex'ahlia. I think this is super dope. I think this is super neat. And then our last character, we've got Yasha Nadoran, Orphan Maker. She is a 6-hand size 29 health character with fire, death, and void, brute, mighty 9, and warrior tags. If you take 3 or more damage from an attack, add 1 rage counter to this card. So she wants to take damage. And then enhance : your attack gets +1 X damage. X equals half the number of rage counters on this card, rounded up +1. So if you have 0, you get 1 damage. If you have 1 rage counter, you get 2 damage. If you have 2 rage counters, you get... Is it just X +1? Am I crazy? Hold on. If I have 1 rage counter, I get X +1. She's just scaling damage the more that she takes damage. And then in hands once per game, remove 6 rage counters from this card. Your rival removes 2 cards from their hand. I think Tam can't do math. That's true. I think this character is very, very scary. I think if you let this character have 6 rage counters, they're just going to kill you. They're just going to kill you. We're going to remove the 2 cards from your hand. I'll have any amount of extra rage counters to scale up all of my moves, and I'm just going to kill you for it. And the big thing is your once per game can be used on their turn. So, like, they hit you down and they put you to 6 rage counters. They've got 2 cards left in their hand. And then you just, once per game on their attack, and say, hey, the last 2 cards are just gone. Sorry, bucko. There's just nothing that you can do. Okay, now it's my turn, and now all moves are going to have +2, +3, or whatever, right? Mitchell says, you know there's going to be an add a rage counter card. Oh, for sure. For sure. For both this and Grog. I mean, there's going to be just a ton of adding rage counters ideas to this. Oh, I forgot to put the poll up. I'm so sorry, guys. Are you excited for Yasha? I think this character is super neato. I think this character's once per game, I think is going to be really hard to play around. And as well as if you just if you hit Yasha and miss, and she has any amount of damage reduction, it's going to be very hard. This character's allowed to backswing you very easily because of just like a bunch of extra moves. I think this character is very cool, and I'm excited to see what else she gets. You need to take at least 18 damage to get the once per game. That never happens in my UniVersus games. I never take 18 damage. That's true. That's true. So from here, tier list time. Let's tier list time. The goal of this is I just want to take and put these characters up on a bit of a list to show how excited I am about them. The top tier is major level. These are characters that I could see myself wanting to work and grind and play at a major, at a regional or worlds. Local level, there's things that I would take to either my local qualifiers or a local championship, or my I think they're called skirmishes now, maybe, I don't know. Stream only, things that I'll play for top 8. I could draft these super late into the top 8 drafts. And then no thanks, scrambles. Thank you so much, Chase. And then no thanks are, if I never played this card, I think I'd be okay. If I never played this character, I'd probably be fine. So, we'll start off nice and easy. I mean, we've gone through all of them, so I'm not going to read them up on screen again with just Allora. Allora is going to be a locals level. I think this character is very strong, but not really what my game plan is. If I could take and utilize these assets or these actions in an interesting way, it's going to be very cool. Beauregard, I think Beauregard's probably in my no thanks. Not that I don't think the attack stack is neat, but I think there's just other things that I would rather be doing. I maybe could see her up at this stream only, but I think Beauregard's just not for me. Same thing with Caduceus. If there is there's a world where with Caduceus, if I want to play something along the lines of like this, I'm gonna play a 1,000 backups kind of plan. I think I would just go back to the Beast Titan, and to like do what they're doing, and there it is. Caleb, I think, is really neat. I don't think that I'm going to be focusing on Caleb for major play, but I'm for sure going to be like bringing this to like webcam Wednesdays and like doing a bunch of cool stuff with this character. It's very neat. And I'm going to put the same thing with Essek. Before, Tim told me in literally this stream that Essek was, I could recheck my own things. He was probably gonna go in stream only, and I was gonna find some crazy spell, and I was just gonna like pump it twice and like be happy with it. But now that I'm allowed to pump other things, I'm like so down. Fjord, depending on what the spells look like, I'd be down for this. Maybe Fjord's here, just because I know what's on the rest of the list. Maybe Fjord's here. He could weasel his way up into major level if he's exciting enough, but it's fine. Grog, I am so excited for Grog, guys. I think Grog is so neat. I love the idea of of how this barbarian feels on paper, of like my moves, I get hit softer and I hit you even harder. Just the gameplay and how they translated the idea of a barbarian from Dungeons and Dragons into our card game is perfect. Jester is probably stream only. I'm probably gonna pick Jester. I think Jester is really neat. 7-hand size aggro character, but there's just different 7-hand size aggro characters that I'd be more willing to play. Same thing with Keyleth. I could maybe even see myself putting in the no thanks. And it seems like a lot of work, a lot of squeeze for not a lot of juice, honestly. So like it's probably somewhere in here. I'll just let other people figure out what's going on with Keyleth, and then maybe I steal a coolest if it exists. Lady Kima, again, in the no thanks portion. I'd rather just be doing Devil Gen, truthfully. I think this character is neat and fine and cool, but, you know, lackluster to me. Mollymauk, stream only. I think this character is annoying. I don't know how good this character is. I think having like some crazy ultra rare might like help Mollymauk out or something, or like having some real build around that is using the bottom response effectively. Maybe could push me up to like playing it for Webcam Wednesday or something. But for the moment, I'll draft Molly in the 8th week of our top 8 draft and feel fine. Nott the Brave. There's something about scaling speed that I really like, and I like Nott's scaling speed better than I like what the rest of Nott is doing better than I like not Ryukyu, but the yo-yo kid. What's the yo-yo kid's name? We'll find out. I don't remember. Chad, help me. Rinku, thank you so much. Better than what Rinku's doing. They're very similarly shaped to me. Of like, I'm gonna get a bunch of speed and like do this thing, with the added bonus of sometimes sealing your cards, doing a little disruption with what's on the top card of your deck, and then just the protection of, yo, that was scary. I'm gonna make it no damage. It's pretty good. Percy, love Percy, big fan of Percy. I got the pepper box right here. I think Percy is super awesome. I am excited to see what Percy does as a 7-hand size aggro character. Yes, there are some cards that probably should get touched with Percy, but like, man, I'm ready to just go blasting, dude. Pike, probably a no thanks for me. Maybe an on stream. We're chill enough if we end up playing it, but it's probably gonna be a not. Pumat Soul, it's probably a stream only deck, maybe even a no thanks. Not because I don't think this character is good, but because I just like don't want to put the time into this character. It's fine. This character is neat. This character does a lot. I just don't want to play with him. Kind of the same idea with Scanlan, of like, if Scanlan's hand is like the most broken action that a 5-hander's ever seen, I think I can maybe like put some time into him, but it's kind of whatever for me. Terry is probably a stream only kind of deck. I'll pick him because he seems like he's got a lot of moves, but I don't necessarily, unless there's something that I'm not seeing with like how exciting he is, it's not gonna happen. Vax is the character that I am probably single-handedly most excited for. It is tough between these three. These three are like exactly what I want to be doing when I like, oh, I'm doing a bunch of different things in UniVersus. This is it. Big stats. I'm just like rolling as many cards as I can. This is like, they're very Tam flavored. Vex'ahlia is Vex'ahlia's very close to being here. Man, that's so cool. She's so close to being here that it's like it's on the edge. It's very similar to what Forge has got going on. It's very, I'm gonna go and just put her here just because I think that the game plan with her is very cool. Of the, I'm going to flip one of these to unflip one of these, and I think it's doing what Keyleth wants to do, but I think I could just like see it better. Put Nott and Jester together next to each other as well. Sure. And then Yasha. I think Yasha is probably better than expected. Probably here local level stream only. Very close. It's probably gonna end up here is where I wanna look at it. Just because, like, why would I play Yasha if I can just play Grog doing a very similar idea? The big thing is when it comes to, like, what rage counters do I get? How do I dump your hand by 2? So I'll leave it here for now. And so with that, there's my excitement level tier list. I'm gonna leave a link to this tier list in the description of this video if you guys want to take a look at the take a look, click on the link, fill out your own excitement tier list, and drop it in my Discord. I'd love to see. But with that said, this video's already been an hour. Thank you much for watching, you guys, and as always, I wish you well.